Okay, so we're nearly a year into this disaster, right? And these idiots at Project 2025 thought that they by this time they would be endeared by the public. It's not working. It's not working. Everywhere these people go, they get shamed because either because of their stupidity or their cruelty or their incompetence. That's right. And what did I tell you guys when these people got elected? They can't govern their way out of a paper sack, right? So they're trying to scare people into submission. And it's all talk, it's all bullshit, it's all bluster. It's all bluster because every time they go out to the street, they get destroyed by the public. Just check it out. Look at what's going on with the ICE raids, right? You really got, I mean, no matter how much money they're throwing at you to be an ICE agent, you really got to think about it because, I mean, you are hated everywhere you go. And that keg breath, Hegseth, he can't go out to public without being shamed. Neither can any of these people. Neither can, and if it's that Kennedy Jr., but here's the problem with Kennedy Jr., he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit because he's always high, you know? And I told you, they peaked. They have peaked already. I mean, it's all downhill from here, you know. They came out with all this bluster, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and Doge, and this and that, and they've got nothing else. They've got nothing else. They worship a functionally illiterate person that violated little girls, and that has come out, you know. And we haven't seen the end of that. No, we haven't. There's going to be videos of this guy violating little girls. Remember what I said. Remember what I said. Remember this. I've been saying this for months, right? And his whole cabinet, right? They can't go anywhere without being booed out of the room. Out of the room. And that's not resistance. That's a natural reaction to caca. You know? And then in these clips, I have these guys like walking in Union Station, walking in an airport, right? And people just ripping them to shreds, calling them Nazis, calling them this, calling them that. But here's the thing, right? You know, you think that they are the irrational ones? No. They get a visceral reaction to people of this ilk, which is what I told you guys. Remember during the election where I sat there for 2 hours during the election and it was going down, 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 down. And, you know, this guy was winning state after state after state. And I said, man, look, guys, relax for a minute. Relax. These people can't navigate their way out of a wet paper sack. And they're proving it every day. You know, this guy, he's down to promises of giving you money. Literally. You know, wanting to give you a Doge check, $5,000 now. Wanting to give you a dividend check for $2,000 no. Where are they going to get this money? Now they want to give the farmers a bailout. A bailout from what? From your idiot tariffs? And he says he's going to use the tariff money to give them a bailout. Now, first of all, there is no tariff money. We've added $2 trillion to the debt. So we're still spending a shit ton of money on the and here's the thing. Where is this money going? Because we're not seeing it. At least when you had Joe Biden, you know, trying to spend us out of his last disaster, right? At least there was an infrastructure act. There was an Inflation Reduction Act. It was actually tangible things that we could actually sink our teeth into, you know. But think about it. What policy has this guy presented other than inflationary policies by these tariffs are what? They're taxes on us. They're taxes on your wallet, you know. But other than that, what has he done? Let's see. Tore down the White House. Wants to build some kind of fucking Nazi arc, right? Yeah. Um, uh, Throw party after party after party, play golf, and just grift off of that golf because the only reason that he goes down there is it's really not about golf, you know what it's about is, and it's an old trick down here in Palm Beach, right? We all know it. He goes there, and he has to have this big ass entourage, right? Because that's how these people roll. And where does that entourage? Where does everybody stay? They stay at his place, and he jacks up the rates, and he keeps the money, right? It's a comment. It's a comment. Now, you have MAGA has to ask themselves, man. What am I getting out of this guy? Most of these MAGAs are idiot, mouth breathing hillbillies, right? Other than the racism, what are they getting? This is a city slicker, right? He doesn't know what it is to be MAGA. He doesn't. He just pretends, Yeah, yeah. Other than the fact that he's a racist, but he says that affordability is this, because he has no answers, right? So he starts when they ask him a question, and on the campaign, you promise this, you promise that, you promise this, you promise that, and they go to blaming everybody else for a problem instead of offering a solution. I mean, they don't even offer a solution here. You know what I mean? Yeah, and people are starting to figure it out now. These inflationary policies of his are really going to start to kick in soon. So you think everything's expensive now? Just wait. They have no answers to reduce costs. None. Zero. None. They presented this whole concept of, okay, we're going to charge tariffs. And then he says over and over again that he's going to charge these tariffs and to other countries. But no, we are the ones paying it. So on top of the fact that we pay our regular taxes, right? He wants us to pay an extra tax on top of that. That's what a tariff is. That's what tariff is. Because other countries aren't eating this. We will. And so what did he do? He had this idiot Liberation Day too. Remember that? Remember Liberation Day? The fuck? And now that everything is more expensive and it's not going down, it's only going up, what does he do? He blames the Democrats. He says that affordability is a Democratic hoax. He doesn't even know what that means, by the way. This is your slack-jawed, mouth-breathing imbecile that has no idea what that means. So like I said, the day of the election, just chill. Don't let this idiot's bluster get you down, stop you from moving forward. Just press on. We're going to get through this. Because these idiots have an agenda, and it's called Project 2025. But being that they're a bunch of punks, right? Unless they sick the military on us in some way, shape, or form, which they won't, because you see, nobody wants to be booed out of Union Station like these people. So, that's just like what was key here was you had these Congress people saying, man, hey man, you don't have to follow an illegal order. That really got to them. Talking about being traitors and whatnot. No. So what I'm going to do is show you some clips here, and you'll see just how embarrassed and how stupid these people are, and how much of a pariah these people have become. So check this out. Remember, and by the way, I'm glad to be back, right? And I want to thank you guys for all your well wishes, and I wish nothing but the best for you guys. So enjoy these clips. You're gonna laugh. Hey, remember, resist, peace, roll it. You better learn how to do a pull-up in prison. You're a pariah. You're a pariah, an embarrassment. You think that you could go to church and wash away your sins in 1 hour? You're a hypocrite. I'm surprised your feet didn't catch on fire, you bastard. You don't learn how to do a pull-up and grifting, you traitor son. You cowardly treason brother. Shame on you, you traitor. Shame on you, you coward. Traitor. You shitbag. You can't even do a pull-up, you drunk. Donald Trump. You Nazi. Okay, in these clips right here, you have that Dr. Phlegm, and low-rent Olivia Newton-John talking about let's get physical, right? Wanting people to do pull-ups before getting on a plane. Because they have no answer for anything. You can't make this up. Check it out. These people are pathetic. These people are pathetic. This clown and this junkie, right? Instead of trying to figure out how to cut costs, wait time to get on an airplane, these people want you to do a pull-up. Listen to this.
Maybe I want a workout area where people might get some blood flowing doing some pull-ups.
Okay, you go first. I bet you can't do a pull-up. I know this creep can't do a pull-up. Good God, this dude looks like a monster. This is a joke.
Step-ups in the airport.
A step-up?
But it could be any range.
You go first, Frankenstein. All right, let's count. Okay, your pull-ups. 0. That's 0. 0. 0. Oh my God. Oh my God. You've done 0. You've done 0. I don't see, look at all these people. I don't see anybody lining up to do a pull-up. I can't believe this. Look at this. They put a pull-up bar in the middle of Union Station. Okay, Jack LaLanne, Arnold Schwarzenegger, do you have a plan to cut costs and wait time?
So the question is lowering the cost of food in airports, and again, it's interesting. It's market demand and supply.
What?
They have
Supply and demand.
People, pretty tightly contained, and there's not a lot of options. And so,
Look at this freak.
I don't have a plan to reduce costs. What I am
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. You just want idiots like this to try to do a pull-up.
Do is provide healthier options for people. And again, who doesn't love a greasy burger at the airport? I know I do.
In these last 2 clips, you'll see just how pathetic, how fake, and how much of a fraud these people are. You have a legitimate reporter asking him, hey, when are we going to see the second strike? The day that you and Keg Breath committed murder, basically. She doesn't say it in so many words, but that's what happened. And so she asked Stinky, right? Are you going to show the video, right? And you said you were going to 5 days ago. And he goes, oh, you're fake news. You're obnoxious. But that's it. That's an old Russian propaganda trick. You shoot the messenger, right? She has a legitimate question, and he has no valid answer. So what does he do? He trashes the reporter. And in the last clip, right, you have this lady, which you could tell she is a complete bootlicker of this guy, right? And she tries to tee up a question where she asks him, she doesn't ask him, she tells him, well, you were set up for January the 6th. You see how absurd that sounds? What do you mean he was set up for January 6th? Huh? Huh? That's you're trying to rewrite history that you can't because we saw it with our own eyes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And here's the key: we gotta stay on it. We gotta hold them accountable because at some point, they are going to feel some heat. Just like you have that. You think that when Stinky's gone and the entourages are gone, right? That everybody that he's sending to do all this dirt is not going to be held accountable. I'll tell you what. You want to win my vote in 2028, right? Okay, you tell me that you're going to hold these people accountable. I don't care whether affordability, I don't care about anything. You tell me that you're going to hold these people accountable, and I will vote for you. Peace. Resist. Johnny Cogs goes full stupid. Listen to this.
President, you said you would have no problem with releasing the full video of that strike on September 2nd off the coast of Venezuela. Secretary Hegseth now says...
You said that. I didn't
No, you said that, you senile junkie. You can't remember what you said 5 days ago, you senile junkie?
This is ABC fake news.
No. Okay. Let's go back to not too long ago, December the 3rd.
Mr. President, you released video of that first boat strike on September 2nd, but not the second video. Will you release a video of that strike so that the American people can see for themselves what
I
happened?
don't know what they have, but whatever they have, we'd certainly release. No problem.
Hey, what are you talking about?
You would have no problem releasing the full video. Before you admitted to releasing the full video?
Didn't I just tell you that?
You said that it was not
You're
the
the most
secretary.
obnoxious reporter in the whole place. Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious.
And you're a senile junkie.
Actually a terrible reporter.
No, she's got her facts straight.
It's always the same thing with you.
No, she gets her facts straight. She calls you out because you ain't nothing but a senile, useless junkie.
I told you, whatever Pete Hegseth wants to do is okay.
So you're throwing the drunk under the bus. Okay. Look at this senile junkie. Now, in this clip right here, right, you're going to see this is a prime example of a fake reporter. Watch the way she frames this question. Watch this. And it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Watch this. Listen to this.
Everybody's talking about the pipe bomber over the weekend, the suspect that was taken into custody.
Yeah, the pipe bomber that believed this asshole's nonsense. Yeah. No proof of an election stolen. Yeah.
I reported on Biden's kangaroo court before.
You reported on Biden's kangaroo court. You just lost all credibility there. They bring evidence. This asshole doesn't. Ask Comey and Letitia James. You, good God.
For years, and this is an important question to me. Everyone knows that J6 was a Fed's direction to set you and your supporters up. So my
J6 set you and your supporters up?
question is, what's your gut instinct about the new pipe bomber suspect taken into custody? Does your instinct tell you that he acted alone?
What instinct? He said it. He was an idiot. One of this guy's idiots. That's right.
So, Mr. President, how do you feel about the lead prosecutor on the pipe bomber case? Jocelyn Valentine is the same prosecutor that allegedly asked the J6er to lie to frame you for J6.
They asked one J6er to lie to frame him for January the 6th. As if one person's testimony is going to determine whether this prick who in our faces caused a riot. Yeah,
You did nothing wrong. What are your thoughts?
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that question. It's sort of a statement, and I appreciate it very much. Jocelyn is being looked at. They all have to be looked at.
For what? For what?
Knowing it's so bad. This was a whole Democrat hoax.
This dude's pathetic. This is a clown show. And look at him. Look at this. Look at this monstrosity.
It's sitting on my desk right now.
Hey, Stinky. Bet you thought you had the last laugh. Yeah. How's it like up there on Earth these days, you pedo? You thought I was just gonna go and lie down, didn't you?